Welcome back to ARC Tutorials. This is CSS full tutorial series for absolute beginners. In today's episode, we are going to learn all the CSS properties that are related to font. We can set a specific font family that we want, we can set the font size and much more. We will learn all about it in today's hands-on. Let's get started. This is part 9 of the series. If you have missed out on the first 8 parts, make sure that you go through them in order to learn and master CSS with me. Alright, so we are talking about font today. So CSS has a lot of properties for font. Font family, font size, font style. These are some of the things that are used for styling and applying different fonts. Let's go ahead and implement that hands-on now. Before we get started, I'll show you what we are up to in terms of the application. So open that HTML. How do you run it? You know it. Open it in folder, right click and open with browser and you will see the web page. So far it's looking like this, but we will come to typography and we'll modify and clean up that. But for now, let's continue. Alright, so today we are learning about font family, fonts, right? Alright, so let's go to styles.css and in the body I'm going to apply and say font hyphen family, right? So this is one of the things which will tell you what type of font to set in the application. Now here I'm going to choose the basic one, right? You can select anything that are available and then you can also mention the font size. You can choose small, large, small, something, or you can also give the pixel value, unit, along with the unit value, right? So you have the font family and font size. Now let's go back to our application, refresh. You see the font style has changed. Now this is the one that Bootstrap is using by default, but alternatively you can choose any other font family or you can install fonts, custom fonts, and use them also. So if you want to use Times New Roman, and now it became Times New Roman. So yeah, so basically whatever you want to use, make sure that you use them correctly. That's the most important thing. Now make sure that you opening and closing should be there. So here it opened, it didn't close, now it closed. So now the font has changed, the look and feel has changed. You can use any type of font depending upon the kind of application that you're building. You're free to use your creativity. Font size, again you can define what's the font size for the body, like you want bigger or you want a standard one across the web page, and for individual sections you can add specific font sizes. Let's say I want to increase the font size of only this element, right, this class, that is text example. You see here we have the text example. I am increasing the font size of only that class. So now see, this has become big, everything else is small, right? So you can apply font family, font size to any element in the HTML page to make it look like that. The last thing in the font family is the font style. Now there are different types of styles like italic, normal, oblique, etc. If you say italic, everything else will become italic. See, now the entire style of this web page is italic. Again, like I said, you can specify only to a certain element. That's also totally fine, like this. Now only this will be italic, everything else will be normal, right? So what did we learn today? We learned about the font family, font size, and font style. These are the three important CSS properties related to font that are supported by CSS that we can apply in our applications. I hope it's clear. Do give it a try. Do let me know if you face any problem. I'll be more than happy to help you. In the next episode, we will talk about extremely important concepts starting next episode, which is margins, paddings, all that. Very important, especially when you talk about the box model, especially when you are designing professional websites. Margins, paddings, they are very critical. So please join me in the next episode to continue your learning and we will master CSS together. Thank you so much for joining in this episode. See you in the next one.